Building. And do you know what the 86th floor on the Empire State Building is? That's the observation floor. And that's where the mafia in the old days used to take guys that owed them some money and toss them off the roof of the Empire State Building. That is
What's going on, you guys? Today we have Sam Seder calling out Dave Rubin. Dave Rubin is saying some crazy conspiratorial things, and Sam Seder's calling him out. Let's get into it.
On Piers Morgan, Wajat, the only one.
Right, I was going to say,
poor Wajat.
And the expression on his face kind of looks like he really.
Yeah.
how did I get into this?
He has that look of like, how did I get to be the one guy in this lineup here that was just brought in to make sure that the victim knew who they really were picking?
He's slowly backing up so he appears smaller in frame.
Exactly.
Just going to dip out.
It's literally like they're doing a lineup of a bunch of criminals, and one of the cops like, hey, Bernie, can you jump in there for a minute? Because we only got 4. We need 5.
Which one does not belong?
Here is Dave Rubin. It is just fascinating. I had heard about, I can't remember what street it is, but in the West Village, that 86, the word 86, came from, there was a speakeasy, and all like the top well-known entertainers of the day would go there and drink. And there were 2 doors. One door was on like it starts with a B. I can't remember what the name of the street. Bedford Street, right? Yeah. And then the back door was on another street. I don't know if it was like Charles or what. And so when the cops would come, like this was a protected speakeasy, but the cops would have to raid it every now and then. And they would go and they would send word 86 it, which meant go out 86 Bedford, and we're coming in the front at like Charles or whatever it was. And that's where the term came from. And then, you hear it in diners, 2 eggs, sunny side up. Wait. We're 86 on eggs, no more eggs.
Yeah.
Dave Rubin came up with a new term because apparently James Comey,
radical.
If you were a right winger, you would know all the details to this because this is the big scandal right now. Not the stuff where they're attempting to get rid of all the scientists in the country. Not the stuff where they're attempting to pull people off the street and disappearing them for writing op-eds. Not the defunding of colleges and universities. Not the defunding of the EPA, USDA, FDA. Not the bill that is going to kick 10, 12.
And Sam Seder is referring to James Comey. James Comey posted on Instagram. It was some seashells, and the way that they were arranged, it said 8647. People are saying that this is calling for some violent action taken against Donald Trump, that's what James Comey is calling for. 8647 could also just be calling to get him out of the office due to all the terrible things that Trump is doing. But we're going to see that Dave Rubin is wanting to take it to the next extreme.
12 million people off of Medicaid, kick millions off of food assistance, not the rolling back of all the green energy stuff. It's that James Comey, the guy who hasn't been in government for, I believe, 8 years.
Former FBI
director, has an Instagram account, and he wrote 8647, which was some type of slogan, not "Let's go Brandon," but rather it was like, let's get rid of
the 47th president.
Donald Trump.
And apparently on the right wing, they said that this was a death threat that Comey had decided to put on Instagram.
As opposed to just an attention grab from a guy that is seemingly like he should have been a YouTuber or something like that. He's just addicted to being in the headlines and no one likes you. The Democrats don't like you and the Republicans don't like you. Just go away.
This is just some, like private citizen now, or, God knows what he's doing, but he's certainly a private citizen just posting on Instagram, I don't like Donald Trump. And it became this huge scandal on the right because they have nothing else to talk about. And here's Dave Rubin and Piers Morgan clickbaiting on it. And here is Dave Rubin talking about it.
Guys should have a pin over here. I told the truth. It's really incredible. The other thing about 86, and I'm impressed, I doubt you ever worked in a restaurant. I did. And yes, it's true. If they don't have the porterhouse anymore, you 86 the porterhouse. That means you don't have it anymore. So the waiters know when they're going out there. But the other thing that the 86 came from was the 86th floor on the Empire State Building. And do you know what the 86th floor on the Empire State Building is? That's the observation floor. And that's where the mafia in the old days used to take guys that owed them some money and toss them off the roof of the Empire State Building. That is a fact. You can also check that on Grok.
And I don't know who needs to hear this, but do not believe everything that Grok is telling you. I know that it's very, it's convenient. It's one of those things to where you can ask it something. And, even if you've talked to it a few times, it may start to know your personality. It may start to know what you want to hear. Well, don't let it start to give you just blatant misinformation. We can see that Dave Rubin obviously is, he fell for it. He fell for the Grok trick. It's telling him something that it's even going to tell other people that it's not true. But it's going to tell him that because he wants to hear about it, and it knows that he wants to add some type of polarizing conspiratorial angle to it.
For a second now, if you're watching, if you're listening, somebody did in fact grok it. Does the 86 in James Comey's 8647 Instagram post refer to the 86th floor, the observation deck of the Empire State Building, where the mafia allegedly threw people off? Grok says no. The 86 in James Comey's Instagram post does not refer to the 86th floor of the Empire State Building or any alleged mafia practice of throwing people off the observation deck. This theory is a speculative urban legend without credible historical reference. What? The term 86 originates in the earliest 20th century American slang, primarily in the hospitality industry. Merriam-Webster and lexicologists trace it to the 1930s, 40s diner and soda counter slang, where it meant an item was sold out, unavailable, or that the customer should be refunded service. And there, Prohibition 86 Barrow Street. It was Barrow, not Bedford. I thought it was Bedford, though, actually.
The idea of people
it's
getting thrown
Bedford.
off the Empire State Building is purely fictional. There's no.
I was just trying to find that because
not even one
and,
case.
I was just laughing.
Not even one.
It would be so messy.
Hey, do you think that we should put a fence over this? Because it feels like the mafia keeps throwing people off the roof. Don't worry about it. It's just a fluke.
After we throw the guy off the building and cause a splatter, 86 floors below, we got to make a plan for getting out of this building.
Just calm. Just wait for there's nobody else on the observation deck. Calmly walk to the elevator.
We're
and
just tourists, okay?
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
And they walk outside, and it's just red. The whole block is like brains and guts.
Here's how you do it. After you throw the guy off the building, you go, Jimmy, what are you doing? Don't jump off the building.
Oh, I committed suicide.
And then you go, darn it.
Because doesn't the mafia, they're putting people in concrete, they're, sticking them to the bottom of the ocean so you don't get found.
That's a rumor.
You're doing it at the most prominent place in the whole city.
That's the thing. You don't do it away from the...
Yeah, and I think Dave Rubin thinks he's in some type of, he thinks he's in a barbershop. It's one of those things to where this is just talk. And the issue is that this is not just talk between, a few friends just having a, he said, she said moment. This is on national television. This is on Piers Morgan. And it's insane if anyone for a second decides to say this same thing that Dave Rubin is saying. It's just blatant misinformation.
Prying eyes. It's like you always miss
Hide
the
in
thing.
plain sight.
Right, exactly. You miss it right in
Christmas
front of your
lights on,
nose. Of course. You never want to do it that way. You do
We're going to go to the Statue of Liberty and do it next week.
This is what you do. You take the stairs. That way they don't wait, there's no way these guys are taking the stairs 86 feet.
Dave Rubin's Mafia connection.
It's unbelievable how Dave Rubin is proof that there's literally no level of stupidity that you can have, an embarrassment. At times, like he's been.
So there we have it, you guys. We have Dave Rubin getting slammed by Sam Seder, and yeah, I mean these mega cultists, they're really just pulling anything out of their ass at this point. I hate to say it like that, but I mean, yeah, they're continuing. If there was a part 2 to they're turning the freaking frogs gay, it's that this that the mafia would take people and throw them off the Empire State Building. Yeah, but who knows? Let me know what you guys think in the comments. It's another day in the progressive way.